You think you want closure, but the best alternative for that is detachment. Let's unpack that. You think that you want to, I have an anxious attachment. And you think that you want to send them paragraphs and tell them how you feel. And sometimes you can do that and then block them, just make sure that you don't reach out to them again. But regardless, you think that you want to be able to interact with them and let them know how much you've hurt them and how much the abuse, and what's it called, they've done is inflicted upon you. Human beings are very complex, but why that won't work, and most of the time people will speak on your situation like they know who that person was. Sometimes it has hurt them that they've hurt you, and sometimes they've let you go or they've done something to kind of sabotage the relationship so that they can, because they know they're not good enough for you. But the point is, someone who's truly worthy of you, one, will fight for you. And sometimes they plain just don't care. It's complex, it's nuanced, but no message, no contact is a message. Silence is the greatest noise that can ever be made when somebody is dismissing you within a relationship and they're dismissing you within their commitment to you. Especially when they've made a commitment to honor you, to love you, and if they have simply chose to abandon you and put themselves first, whether that is selfish, whether that is cruel, you have to respect that. The best thing you can do is detach yourself. And people act like detachment is just a walk in the park. I'm going to break down how you then detach yourself from this person. You need to pour into yourself and pour into your desires. There's a video, if I could link it, I would. She came on and she said on TikTok that most people are depressed and most people are suffering because they aren't pouring any of their energy into creativity. They're not pouring any of their energy into their desires, their dreams. The reason why we fall into people and we make people an escape, a safe haven from our own lives is because most times when humans or substances become addictions, they become things that take over our lives and they become things that become a distraction from what is really going on. So we need to address what is going on with your life. What makes you feel empty? What makes you feel dissatisfied? In this capitalistic society, it can be so much things. It could be abuse. It could be feeling unfulfilled because you have to go into your job, come back. It could be for me, like someone who's unemployed. And you need to start looking at ways that you can pour into yourself and create a life on your own where if anyone comes and they subtract from it or they try to muddle it up, mess it up, you can simply walk away because you have something to walk away to. Most people can't walk away from situations. Most people can't walk away from circumstances. They can't walk away from people. They can't walk away from abuse simply because they don't have a life. They don't have a voice. They don't have the most important primal things that make a human being whole on their own. How can you provide that for yourself? It could be through art. It could be through self-care. It could be through hobbies, and it could be through community. But you need to get to the point where you can find an alternative towards the person that you're trying to get closure from. Detachment is the greatest way. Detachment is the best way to create a narrative where you can live your own life and then let that person, whatever person, do their thing. And in some cases, I'll tell you this, sometimes they do come back. But people come back, for me, I don't care what it is. Sometimes you can break up with someone and let them go out of your life. And if they see how much you respect yourself and you're devoted to yourself, they're going to come back. They're going to come back with more love. They're going to come back with more things that will honor you. So sometimes it takes ending a relationship and letting someone know, I can't deal with this. Letting someone know that this isn't good enough. Letting someone know that I am better off without you and I can sustain myself, to know that they have to add. Most people feel like if you let them use you, they will use you. So always take it back to yourself. Because the way that you treat yourself sometimes is the way that people respond to you. If people see that you don't care about yourself, you don't care about how others treat you, you don't care about how you respect yourself, they will disrespect you in the process. It's just natural. So at the end of the day, you have to kind of make sure that you're not hypocritical in how you expect someone to be by you, to be beside you. Have boundaries. Have boundaries. Have your own opinion. Have your own voice. And it starts with finding yourself. And I have a couple of videos I could put in my playlist and there are different ways to find yourself. Whether it's through inner child healing, whether it's echo chambering and finding space to be on your own. Um, like I made a video about echo chambering for CPTSD, or whether it's discovering your anxious or attachment styles and figuring out how to communicate yourself and communicate your own value to the people that you care about. There's so many ways that you can do that. But the best and most important way for you to do that is to be on your own, discover what it is that makes you tick. And you don't always have to monetize it. Capitalism will tell you that monetizing your passions, your ideas, and all these kind of things is what is needed. I don't get views here yet. Maybe this is the video that could get me the most views or whatever. But I do it because I love it. I do it because it sustains me, and I do it because it gives me a reason to dress up the way I want to do things that I want to do, and express myself in a way that I feel is not something I can do on a day-to-day. Not something I can express to people maybe before they get bored, or maybe in a dress in a way that people won't like stare at me and be like, what's that? It's a way that I can express myself, express my ideas, express who I truly am, and not necessarily care about the benefit. Once you start thinking of how many views, how are people going to perceive, you've already ruined it. And you can still do it, I still post it, hoping I can help other people. But no matter how small, no matter how big, it doesn't matter to me. So create a space, create a life, create an overall I think I said the two words already. I like to do things in threes. Create an overall life where you can come together and create an overall life where you can come and be satisfied with it, that you won't feel empty. And it starts with doing things that are creative. It starts with doing things that sustain you, whether it's through furthering your life. And if it has to do with superficialness, that's the word, being superficial, material things, escapist things like drugs, sex, all of that, those things have a space, but really start to do things that are productive, that are creative, that are things you can look at and be proud of. That is what will make you have a life of your own, make you have things that you want to do for yourself, and you don't necessarily feel the need to kind of have this person complete you or have this person defend why it is that they abandoned you and left you. You know? Them abandoning you, them leaving you, them not making that promise to you is enough communication. And we all fall, even I do. But it's important to kind of create that boundary and create that autonomy for yourself where you can live your own life. And when people hurt you, when people offend you, when people do things, it's not always going to be about understanding why they did that to you. They did that to you mostly, and it has so much to do with them. Most of the answers to why people have hurt you is projection. It's usually a reflection of how they feel about themselves or how they feel about the world overall. So it's important to kind of distance yourself from it and not, because the moment you seek that, you internalize what they've done. And there's no need internalizing something that is not productive for you to internalize because you have no responsibility in how that person hurt you. There is no point in seeking the understanding of your abuser. No point. Understand how you're going to process it, understand how you're going to move forward, understand how you're going to live your life the most fruitful way. This is Asha Lovely Day, telling you to have a lovely day, making sure that you have a lovely day. Be kind to yourself, and like, comment, subscribe, and thank you for watching.
The Medicine Woman.